to MSGPM on this fantastic Saturday afternoon. Monica McNutt here with my partner Kazim Famuide. Kaz, Knicks dub. I know you're feeling good.
I'm feeling great, but I'm not crazy about the Knicks civil war on Twitter that's going on right now between the backcourt. So I'm just showing my loyalty. We can all be family. We can all be happy as long as we win. I'm all good. Monica, what do we got today on MSGPM?
Okay, we've got tons to get into. Special guest Victor Cruz is pulling up. You know, we definitely will touch on the W for the Knicks. They're now 3-2 in their last 5, and we love it. And we're starting off, if our loyalists remember, we had wake up call to hit the snooze. We've now switched gears to buzzer beater or shot clock violation. But first, your reaction to the Knicks victory, 110-99 over the Portland Trailblazers.
Great game, great win over a team that was streaking coming into the MSG, right? But let's break it down like this, right? Julius Randle is as reliable as Amazon deliveries by your girlfriend at this point, right? Like, you know, every morning the guy's gonna show up, and he's been doing it. What the differences between the victories with the Knicks this season has been the backcourt play. And we saw another great game from Elfrid Payton, second straight 20-point game. Emmanuel Quickley doing Emmanuel Quickley things, as he always seems to do. And RJ Barrett, I mean, I feel like the guy's game has just slowed down completely, and he's playing at such a great pace, playing like a seasoned veteran. I mean, the jump that he's made from year 1 to year 2 with all that extra space that he gets to play with, it's so evident. So I'm really like what I'm seeing from him.
Agree with you. 18 points from Barrett, 7 boards, and 8 of 14 from the field. 2 for 2 from the three-point line. But I think you nailed it, Kaz. When you see the game start to slow down for anybody, whether they're later in their career or in the beginning like RJ, that's such a great sign. But you know, for me, the thing I continue to look at, Knicks were plus 13 in the rebounding category. And we know how well this Portland Trailblazers team shoots. But they didn't get a ton of second chance opportunities. The Knicks handled their business. And I love the point that Wally made about Payton putting pressure on Dame to defend on the other side.
Yes, it's nice to get some production from the point guard position. You produce, you win, and it feels good in New York. Let's just like all of our point guards. Who needs to pick one, okay?
We love it. All right, here we go. Shot clock violation or buzzer beater, Kaz. For our loyalists from AM, it's the remix of Wake Up Call to Hit the Snooze. First topic today. The NBA has announced an AllStar Game scheduled for March. Is the AllStar Game a good idea this season?
Oh, before we get to that, let's get to some footage real quick. I'm going to go with a shot clock violation here because LeBron James was quoted in saying, I have zero energy and zero excitement about an All-Star game this season. I mean, the guy's in his 18th season. He's 30-something years old. De'Aaron Fox also, and he's a young guy, saying, if I'm going to be brutally honest, I think it's stupid if we have to wear a mask and do all this for a regular game. Then what's the point of bringing the All-Star game back? Obviously, money makes the world go round. So it is what it is. I'll keep it a buck. I kind of see where they're coming from on this one, right? Like, whether people want to admit it or not, when LeBron James says, he's not jazzed about something, everybody kind of feels the same way. Like, whether they want to admit it, if he says jump, the rest of the league is going to say how high. So once he let it be known that even though he's going to go, if he's voted in, he's still not necessarily feeling it. It became open season on everybody. But I got to agree with them, man. I just don't see I don't know if having an All-Star game this season is in the best interest of the players right now.
Yeah, and speaking of LeBron says it is fair game, another MVP echoed LeBron's sentiments, to say the least, and that would be Giannis Antetokounmpo. I get it, though. Money is both the solution and the problem, and even though it will not be the star-studded, energetic live event that we're accustomed to, I shouldn't say we, you, my partner, because you like that. You be at All-Star.
Well, I can't stand why I fix in.
Even though it won't be the same, I do understand the TV contracts, right? And the chance for the fans to vote, it still does generate a little bit of a coin. So I get it, and we're all certainly waiting to see what that's going to look like. But staying there, shot clock violation or buzzer beater, Durant was pulled twice last night from Brooklyn's game because of COVID-19 protocols. The question, though, is Kevin Durant right to be angry?
I am going to hit a buzzer beater on this one, only for the simple fact that I understand Kevin Durant's frustrations, okay? He came out to warm up. They told him, you know what, you might not be able to play, but we're waiting on some COVID tracing protocols. He comes out, he's not ready to play. They get the results back. They send him into the game, he plays, and then they take him out. You're talking about somebody who's like one of the most ultra competitive people on the entire planet, all right? So I understand his frustration there, but as far as the NBA doing the right thing and trying to nip this COVID protocol in the bud and trying to be overly precautious, it's going to take a whole lot of patience. And I understand if you're it's easy for me to say, we're sitting there watching the games and all that. Yeah. But if you're an NBA player and you're getting pulled in games and not in games and starting and playing and not playing, I can understand why somebody could be a little upset. So I'm going to hit a buzzer beater on this one, Monica.
I'm with you, and I think, and this doesn't just apply to KD. Of course, this was real life drama that we were seeing right before our eyes, and shout out to Malika Andrews, who did a great job reporting in game. But I will say that even when I personally am a little bit frustrated by some of the restrictions that we're still living under, I go back to the urgency that we saw almost a year ago, but this time in March, right? If we had deal with this thing with that same amount of urgency and patience and consideration for one another, then I think you're right. We all got to take a deep breath and just understand that folks are doing the best they can to get through.
Yeah, I don't think the NBA benefits from not having Kevin Durant play, right? Like, I saw his tweets talking about PR spin. It's like, listen, bro, I think they want you out there playing. I think they want you out there on TV, especially on a nationally televised game. So, Katie, I get the frustration, but woosah, my brother. Woosah.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, speaking of MVPs and All-Stars and people who we want to see on the floor, buzzer beater or shot clock violation, All-Star Game. The voting for All-Star Game is more of a popularity contest than the actual best players. Now, as we answer, Kaz, we got some results to mull over.
All right, let's check these out. I mean, obviously, I'm going to go buzzer beater on this one because, of course, it's a popularity contest. And you know what? That's okay. It's an all-star game. This is what the fans are for. The NBA is a fan-serving league. Obviously, the more popular players are going to win these fan returns. LeBron and Jokic at the top, which is a little surprising with Jokic. Kevin Durant and Giannis. You got Steph Curry and Luka Doncic. You got Kyrie Irving and Bradley Beal. I understand, people say, well, the best players should be in there, right? If it was a popularity contest, obviously, Steph Curry, Dame Lillard, those are your two starters. Off rip, if you're talking about Western Conference point guards. They're starters off rip. But you let the fans decide. They're doing nothing but watching the game more intently than they have all year round. So, I mean, if somebody feels like they're a better player than the fan results are showing them to be, just go to a high-level city. Go to New York. Go to L.A. Go to somewhere where you're going to get a whole ton of votes if it bothers you that much. But it's the All-Star Game, people. You could be all right.
All right, so I'm going shot clock violation. I don't know. I'm hitting an imaginary button. Anyway.
There it is.
Thank you.
There it goes.
There's a sound effect for me. Just because I feel like two things are synonymous. It is All-Star. It is also a popularity contest. We all know that any NBA player, if given the opportunity, they would rather get the hardware named the Larry O'Brien Trophy as opposed to being voted an All-Star. But All-Star is a combination of both performance and popularity. But I will say, the Joker being that high speaks to astute voting, because I don't know if he's like that popular outside of people loving the dad bod.
Yeah, I think he's a regular guy superstar. I feel like everyone looks at him and is like, I could do that if I was 7 foot. Spoiler alert, you can't do that. Nikola Jokic is special, all right? So
very
get
special.
that out of your way.
Are you 7 feet? Like, do y'all understand how unique 7 feet is?
Exactly.